I'm watching this Auburn versus Houston game, the Birmingham Bowl, and it's a real barn burner. You see what I did there? 13-10, Auburn's up. Not much time left either, 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so we'll see what happens at the end. But SEC winless in bowl games so far. Damn. Two SEC teams have played so far, two group of five teams. And the SEC 0-2 against the group of five. That's kind of sad. Florida, what a damn shame. Couldn't beat Central Florida. And then Mizzou got beat by Army. Auburn trying to keep the SEC's perfect record, perfectly winless record intact today against a group of five by maybe trying to lose to Houston. But it looks like Auburn's probably going to win this one. Houston was up at halftime, but Houston really hasn't done anything in the second half offensively. Anyway, we'll see. I'll make a video afterwards maybe on that. But I want to talk about the game coming up later today. Mississippi State versus Texas Tech. The Mike Leach Bowl, right? I love Mike Leach, Bigfoot. One of my favorite coaches. Not in terms of coaching ability or recruiting or anything like that. Just one of my favorite personalities. Personalities are important to me in college football. Lord knows I hate Tennessee, but I love me some Butch Jones. Everybody loves Butch Jones unless he's coaching your team. I mean, Butch Jones' press conferences were legendary. Then we had Dan Mullen at Florida for 3 year or whatever it was. You know, every time the guy opened his mouth, he put his foot in it. Captain Clown at Dan Mullen. Mike Leach is just a gift that keeps giving in press conferences and on-field interviews and everything. Of course, he used to coach at Texas Tech way back when in the 2000s, right? Before he then went on to coach at Washington State for a while, and now, of course, he's at Mississippi State, and they play tonight, I think it's at 6:30 or 6:45, something like that, Mississippi State versus Texas Tech. And, heading into these bowl games, you've got all kinds of media interviews and stuff like that you have to do. And Mike Leach is never at a loss for words, that's for sure. And the thing about Mike Leach, and you hear fans say this all the time about coaches. I mean, it's coach speak. I can't stand it. It don't matter what you ask him. You don't get no real answers. It's just coach speak. Mike Leach ain't got no coach speak, Jack. He never has and he never will. They asked Mike Leach about playing his former team, Texas Tech. And Mike Leach is a gangster. Mike Leach is a goddamn gangster. Mike Leach goes off on this rant about how Texas Tech still owes him $3.4 million and all this kind of stuff. And he says, I don't expect him to give me the money. I'll settle for an apology. All this kind of, it was just hilarious. Texas Tech, give this man his money. Give Mike Leach his money now. Texas Tech, why do y'all owe Mike Leach $3.4 million? Why are y'all holding out on my man, Mike Leach? Pay the man. Pay him. Pay him. Any Rounders fans out there? Pay him. Pay that man his money. Pay Mike Leach his money. Mike Leach said he's going to come down there and take it. That's right. He said, I'm just going to come down there and take my money. What you going to do about it, Texas Tech? Nothing. You ain't going to do nothing. Mike Leach going to come down there with a pillowcase, and he's going to take his money. That's what he's going to do. He's going to stuff a pillowcase full of money. That's what he said. He said he's going to have to get his money. Or settle for an apology. And then he wants to make sure the Texas Tech fans know he's not angry at y'all. He said, I love the Texas Tech fans. I loved my time there, my experience there. It's not the fans. The fans are great. He says it's the people on top. He said the Texas Tech administration is corrupt. Corrupt. Mike Leach is all over Texas Tech this week, and I love it. I love it. You got to watch these Mike Leach press conferences. I talk about it all the time. I tell y'all every year which coaches' press conferences you need to be watching. You need to start listening. For years, I said, you better be watching these Butch Jones press conferences. They're unbelievable. I told you for Dan Mullen 3 years. You got to watch these things. You got to watch them. You should have been watching the Mike Leach press conferences this week. Mike Leach wants his money from Texas Tech. And they play tonight at 6:45. Look, I don't even really care who wins this game. I may not have even watched all of this game. I'm watching it now. I'm pulling from, where's my, you know what? Here, Mississippi State. I'm even going to put Mississippi State on the table. I'm even going to put Mississippi State on the table. Oh, you know what? I'll even give you some of these. I'll even give you some, here. Mike Leach done got me fired up for this bowl game. Look. Hey, Texas Tech. It's payday. Payday for Mike Leach, bitch.